France is a wonderful country. It's a country which is very diverse. It's very central in Europe. It's one of the main European economies. And this is also the home of gastronomy.
You can find big groups, you can find startups, young startups, you can find international organizations, multicultural groups and communities, so you can share your own culture, your own skills, and I'm sure it will be a great journey. Teaching in business schools is extremely interesting because we get to look at real-life examples of companies for management and marketing, and I prioritize student involvement, both in the participation in class and also in bringing topics that they're curious about. So I try to create a really interactive environment where everybody learns from each other. I learn from my students, and I hope that they learn from me too.
Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar, which is Study in France with Aura International Chambers of Commerce and Chambers, and Aura International. We're here today to talk to you about two different things: why you should consider studying in France and why you should consider coming to Aura International School of Management. Now, I'm not on my own today. I have two people with me here. I have Lakshmi. Lakshmi, are you there?
Yes.
There you are.
Hi, sir. Hi.
Hi, can you just tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi guys. My name is Lakshmi. I'm dealing with the Kerala admissions for Aura International School of Management in France. Yeah, so
Okay,
today
great.
we have S members with us. So she'll be joining.
Here she is.
Yeah. Hi, Lakshmi. Hi, Darren. How are you all?
Hi. We're
Yeah,
very
we're
good,
good.
thank you. Could you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, myself Sabita, and I am an overseas education consultant in Calicut, which is north part of Kerala. And I've been in the industry for the past 20 years. And we do very actively send our students to France, UK, US, Australia, and all these countries for studying for their bachelor's and master's courses. And I'm very happy to be a part of Aura Group now, where we have a really good amount of students who's asked about the studies, and they're very happy about the courses. The unique part is like you have a very unique course combinations. So that's a really good thing for our students. And yes, we do help in all the stuff, like starting from the course joining onwards, like their initial counseling onwards, their course choices, application process, documentation, visas, campus France process, everything. So that's
Okay.
we are as Chambers at Calicut office.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now, ladies, is I'm going to take you away from the screen. I'm going to show a short presentation. Now, for all of you that are watching, if you have any questions, just put them on the YouTube channel and we will answer those together, the three of us, towards the end of the presentation. The presentation is going to be very short. But it is on YouTube, so you can go back to the video, stop it, and of course look over things in more detail if you wish to do so. So thank you, ladies, and I'll see you shortly. Thank you. Okay, so let's get straight down to the nitty-gritty. Which is Aura International School of Management in France. Now, as our trusted partner just said, many people, many students are actually going to many countries, but the popular countries have always been the UK, Australia, New Zealand, United States, etc. Some other countries in Europe, but mainly English-speaking countries. Now, I'm here today to tell you that coming to France is probably one of the better options today, and it's becoming more and more popular. Mainly due to the fact that getting visas in some other countries can become more difficult now. Also, the cost of studying in other countries can be very expensive. The UK, I know, because I was educated in the UK myself, it's extremely expensive. It's very good, don't get me wrong. I was educated there, but very expensive. The level of education in France is well superior to many, many countries. That's known throughout the world. Obviously, we speak a different language in France. We speak French. However, all of the programs that we'll be talking about today are delivered in English. And we do give you French lessons when you're here in France. So the idea is that you can go away with an international diploma that's recognized internationally, because we're a government-linked school. And then, of course, you'll learn a new language and obviously a new culture. So that's something else to put under your belt, as we say. So without further ado, going through talking about Aura, I've mentioned a little bit about us. We are a relatively new school created in 2021, not just by myself, a whole team of us. There was 4 of us to start with, and now there's many, many, many more of us, more than 50, including the professors, etc. So it's a very modern school. We have programs that are very modern. And again, our partner just mentioned that the way we do things is a little bit different. It took us some time to actually create the school and the programs, because our programs are more modern and they had to be validated, of course, before we could use them. So just moving on, we have 2 campuses. One is in the capital of France, which is Paris, and the second is in the city of Lyon, which I will talk about in a moment. So Paris, I think everybody knows at least by name. In Paris itself, in the left-hand side of Paris, we have an area that's called La Défense, and that's where our campus is. It's a very big and comfortable campus. La Défense is actually the biggest business hub in Europe. So it made sense for us to be there and to open one of our campuses there. Here you have just a couple of photos from the campus. You have the classrooms, you have one of the reception areas, you have a reading area, and you can see the cafeteria. There are other rooms, including computer rooms, games room we have, even with, I think it's called the PS5, so video games and stuff. So it's a very comfortable place. We have to kick students out at the end of the day. The Lyon campus is in Lyon itself, which in France is known to be the capital of gastronomy. So it made sense for us to be there too. This is where all the big chefs come from for the hospitality side. And indeed, you may have heard of something that's called the Michelin stars. You have for hotels 2, 3, 4, 5-star hotels, and then you have for restaurants, very high-end restaurants, you'll have Michelin stars, which originated from the city of Lyon, which is also the second biggest economic city in France. Again, you have some photographs of the campus there. So moving on, one of the things when you're going to want to study abroad, whichever country you go to, is the accommodation. How much is it going to cost me to live there, for accommodation, for food? But the biggest chunk of your expenses will be put towards accommodation. Now, accommodation in Europe is more expensive than many other countries. You're looking at somewhere between 400 to 800 euros per month, depending on the type of location. Are you in the center of the city, on the outskirts, etc.? Now, there are 2 good bits of news. The first good bit of news is that Aura International actually offers accommodation of our own. So whether it's in Lyon or whether it's in Paris, we can provide accommodation. Then, of course, the second biggest part of this, which is really interesting for you as an international student, is that the government will help you, our government will help you pay for your accommodation. They will actually reimburse between 35 and 50% of your monthly rent. So if we take a round figure of, let's say, 600 euros, which is the average, compared to what's on the screen, between 400 and 800. If we said it was 600, that means you could have up to half of that paid back by the government. So very interesting for you. There are many things you'll hear about. I'll be talking about the government during this webinar, because they are very much trying to help you come to France to study. So moving on to another big part of what you would be doing while you are here, you will see when I talk about our programs that each year, whichever program you're doing, whether it's business, whether it's hospitality, each year you will have 6 months studies on campus, and you will have 6 months internship, where you'll be putting into practice what we have taught you the first 6 months. Now, that's part of the program that we feel is very interesting for you, not just only for that, for other reasons too. Basically, yes, you are learning whilst you're doing your internship, and it's all fresh in your mind because the first 6 months you've been studying and then you start working straight away. Whilst you're working, you will be paid a stipend, which is approximately €624 a month. So it is a paid internship. Okay. Generally speaking, students for the first 6 months while they're studying, they have a part-time job. 100% of our students today that wanted a part-time job have one. Whichever campus they're in. And then when they are actually on their internship, they're paid too. So you are getting a bit of money, of course, each month. Now, the other thing is on internships, the minimum is €624, but it could actually be much more than that. That depends on the partner. We have many partner companies, whether it's in business or whether it's in hospitality. Just one other thing, if you're on hospitality and you're studying hospitality, generally it's restaurants or it's hotels. In the hotel industry, our partners would actually accommodate you, feed you, and you have your uniform. So any money that they give you is just literally pocket money for you. Just moving on now, some of our partners on the screen, I won't go through all of them. Many of them are international, some of them are in finance, some of them are in digital, some of them are in hospitality, and some of them are very high-end hotels. Some of our students, just while I think about it, some of our students that have done their internship in hotels have recently come back, probably almost 2 months ago now, from doing last year's internship, and it was a winter internship. So they were actually in the mountains here in France, and they were there where there is snow and the skiing resorts. They are multimillionaire skiing resorts. I mean, we have some of those between France and Switzerland. So they were very pleased, and some of them actually sent photos and said, look, sir, this is the first time I've ever seen snow. It's absolutely fantastic. And some of them skied too. So you have many, many, many opportunities. Currently, our students, a lot of them are actually in the south of France, which is right on the water edge where the beaches are, and again, very high-end hotels and restaurants. So just moving on to the benefits of actually coming to France. There are many. I've put what I feel are the 5 most important benefits. The first one is social security. When you come to France, we have the best health system probably in the world, or one of the best anyway, which means it's quite expensive. However, as an international student, this is taken care of by the government. So you don't have to fork out any expense at all for that, and you're looked after. Internship assistance, I've just mentioned that. So we guarantee that we will be able to put you in front of our partners so that you can have your interviews. Once you get your internship, you are paid, and that is guaranteed that you're paid because it's actually the government that ensure that this happens. The third thing is the Schengen visa, which is the visa you would need to come to France to study. Just bearing in mind that the Schengen visa means you could technically visit any of the countries within the Schengen region. In all honesty, I need to be honest with you, our students, they do travel a little bit to other countries, but generally during the holidays, because during the 6 months where they're studying, of course, there's only holidays where they're really free because they have all of their studies, and then a lot of them have part-time jobs in the evening. But for long weekends, we have bank holidays. So sometimes we have long weekends of 4 days. 3 or 4 days, or the summer holidays, we have the winter break. So there are school holidays when the school is closed, which means they have more time. And that's generally when they tend to go away and visit some of the other countries. We have international airports right next to both of the campuses, 30 minutes on the tram from Lyon, the city of Lyon, the campus in Lyon, to the actual airport, and the same in Paris. It's very, very quick. And from those international airports, you can travel for as little as 20 or 30 euros to visit Barcelona. You could go to Italy. You could go absolutely anywhere within the Schengen region. Last but one is the CAF, which is what I mentioned earlier. This is the subsidy on accommodation rental that's given from the government. Now, this needs to be put into place, but rest assured, when you arrive, our team look after you. They will ensure that everything is put into place so that you have this reimbursement from the government to help you pay your rent. Student concessions, the last one. This is only for official schools like ourselves that are linked to the government, and you would have a student card. With this student card, you can actually get concessions almost anywhere. Transportation is up to 70% cheaper for using the bus, the metro, the trams, etc. Even food outlets are actually cheaper. Going to the cinema is cheaper. Museums, everything seems to be cheaper here for students as long as you have this official card. If I talk now about the actual programs themselves, we're going to talk about the BBA, or the Bachelor in Business Administration, the MBA and the EMBA, which you may not have heard of. The bachelor's degree is over 3 years. It's either in international business management or international hospitality management. Let me be clear on this. We're actually creating managers of tomorrow, which means that, of course, once you have your bachelor's degree, you will be able to manage a small team within your field, whether it's business or in hospitality. Being a manager today means that you have to understand every part of your business and what your colleagues in your team are doing. So you may need to know, as a manager, a little bit about HR, the hiring and firing. You'd need to know about digital marketing, accounting. You need to know a little bit about everything, rather than being specialised in one particular subject, which is a good idea, except you wouldn't be a manager. You need to know how to manage people. You don't need to know about everything about what each member of your team is doing. You don't have to be an expert, but you need to understand what they're doing. Otherwise, how can you manage them? So the course structure, and you will see this is the same for all of the courses, it's 6 months studies and 6 months internship, and that's for each year. So for the 3 years, 6 months studies, 6 months internship. The eligibility criteria is the European Baccalaureate, which you wouldn't have. However, you may have your high school diploma, 12th grade or higher secondary school certificate, or the equivalent in any stream. You have the course fees on the screen. For Paris, €10,400 per annum, and for Lyon, €8,500 per annum. There's an admin fee of €320, and the intake, which we're currently closing for, is the 2nd of September. We are closing on this, so if you don't manage to get in now, unless you're very quick, which is possible, we still have some people that are actually trying to get in for the September intake, but I think we've got a closing date of the 30th of June. So you would need to be quick, but it is possible. However, just know that after September, we have another one in November. So that means if you miss that one, 8 weeks later, you could still be studying in Paris or Lyon in France. So if you are interested, of course, we'll answer any of the questions you have with our trusted partner, and we will take you through the process. But if you're a little bit late for the September one, just behind that, we're already recruiting for the November one too. So just moving on to the MBA, which is the Masters in Business Administration. Again, International Business Management and International Hospitality Management. This is a 2-year course, of course, being a master's degree. 6 months study, 6 months internship, exactly the same. The eligibility criteria this time would be your European Baccalaureate level 3 or 4. It would be a bachelor's degree if you have your BBA already in any stream, or the equivalents in any stream. The course fees you have on the screen for the MBA, which is €11,400 for Paris and €9,500 for Lyon. €320 admin fee, the same as previously. And the intakes again, 2nd of September, with the cut-off date of the 30th of June, because of course we have to take you through the process, and the visa process will take up to 8 weeks. And then we have another intake that will be in November. Just moving on to the EMBA. So what is an EMBA? It's an executive MBA. Basically, this is for people that have already obtained their bachelor's degree, and then they decided they wanted to go immediately into a working environment, and they took a job and they were working. If you have your BBA and you've been working for 3 years or more, then you are entitled to apply for an executive master's degree, which is a course that lasts just 12 months. Once again, 6 months studies and 6 months internship. You have, I've given you the eligibility criteria. This course is available only on the campus in Lyon. The course fee is €11,200 for the year with a €320 admin fee. And this intake will be in October for that. So we do have some early bird scholarships. Now, this is the last of them because the closing date is on the 30th. It's on a first come, first served basis. If we start on the right-hand side of the screen, basically, if you come to Paris and you decide to go to the campus in Paris, that's where I am now. I'm actually at home, but I'm right next to the school. So if you come to the campus in Paris, the first year you would have a €1,500 early bird scholarship. It is on a first come, first served basis. We do have some still available. And the second year you would have a €3,000 scholarship. So obviously, if you look at Lyon campus now, there isn't a scholarship the first year, but there is the second year of 3,000, which is the same as the Paris campus. And for the EMBA, it's €1,000 a scholarship for the year. You can see from the pricing that we've actually tried to make it so that Paris and Lyon are actually more or less the same price, whichever campus you go to. So to apply, the first thing is to get in touch with our trusted partner, who will be back on this screen in a moment, and you'll be able to ask any questions. And then when we actually come down to you sending in documents, etc., it's very simple, as you can see on the screen. I'll let you read this a little bit later when you go back to the video. But basically, it's just an application form, copies of your passport, the front and back, an updated CV, a letter of motivation, etc. Very simple process. When you ask to come to Aura International School of Management, within 1 week, you would have been processed. You would have had an interview. It's just an interview to get to know you a little bit better. It's usually done on video conference. It's just to test your level of English. You need to be able to understand English well, of course, because everything we're teaching is in English. Accreditations. Now, some of this you may find a little bit boring, but it's actually really interesting, and it's very important because schools in France, there are many. We're not the only school, of course, and there are many good schools here in France. Now, having said that, we have accreditations which are basically external companies, or in fact the government for one of them, that will say the course that they are teaching in this school is up to a very high standard that we require. Now, the first one is AMBA, Business Graduates Association, which you may or may not have heard of. They cover all subjects. Then we have ICRE specifically and uniquely for the hospitality industry. Then we have EFMD Global, which is what it says, global. They're all over the world, and they will accredit schools from many, many different countries, and they cover all subjects. RNCP you may not have heard of. This is actually the French government, so it's one of the most important on there. And then we have the Chambers of Commerce and Industry, which we're extremely proud of because we're one of only 9 schools that are actually a partner of the Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So that's all I had for you in terms of a presentation. I apologize for going so quickly, but it's very important to keep these things short and sweet. We will be taking questions now. I'm going to bring back on the screen my colleague. Here she is, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
On the screen. Just one last thing I'd like to say is that it's really important for you to go and have a look at our website. Why? One, to get to know a little bit about France, and 2, get to know more about what we're proposing in terms of program, which subject you'll be covering, how long you'll be doing each subject. So all of this is very important. I'm going to talk to you about applying for your visa. I'm just trying to see if Sabita is with us again. She doesn't seem to be on. No, she's not got a. Oh, yes, she is here.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you've made it to your office. Fantastic. It must have been bad traffic today.
Yes, that's our office.
Wonderful, beautiful offices. My office is not as beautiful as yours, but it's because I'm currently in my office at home. But it's very nice. Very beautiful. So
Yeah,
I was just talking about, they are. I was just talking about applying for a visa. There are a lot of people that ask questions about visas and say, yeah, but what are my chances of getting the visa? Look, I can't talk for other countries, but I can talk for France. France is really constantly promoting and asking for students to come to France. They actually have an objective. Our president, President Macron, that was in India, actually said, and this was it was the beginning of 2024. He visited the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. He was with your Prime Minister in India, and he said, I would like 25,000 Indian students, not just any students, Indian students to come to France. Now, if our president says that, it's because he wants you to come. So why wouldn't they give visas? I'll tell you why. You need to know a little bit about the country you're going to. You can't expect to go to an interview for a visa to go to a country and not know anything about it. So that's why I'm saying go and have a look on our website, or just go on Google and type, what do I need to know about France? Why should I go and study in France? Just ask ChatGPT. I know a lot of you love that tool, but just find out about the country. You need to know about the school you're going to. Maybe our school is not adapted for what you want to do, but go and have a look. If you want to do business and hospitality, I'm fairly confident that you'll be very happy with us. But go and have a look. You should know about the country. You should know about the school, about the course that you're going to do. What are your objectives? What do you want to do once you have completed your studies? Do you want to stay on in France and work in France? If you're at an MBA level, that's totally possible. France would actually let any international students that come to France can actually apply to stay in France for 1 year after they've completed their studies. However, the difference for you is that I would imagine most of you, if not all of you watching this, are from India. The politics and the political relations between France and India are so good that our president, I told you he wanted 25,000 students from India. He also said, I would be the happiest president in France if I had them within the next 2 years. So we're actively seeking this. And for Indian students, they can stay in France for up to 5 years to find a job. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, because that's the kind of person I am. If you need 5 years to find a job in France, we've not done our job correctly. The market, the employment market today is so that young people find a job very easily. And again, I'll be honest with you, people of my age would struggle, but the youngsters are finding jobs very, very easily. We have students that have completed their studies and been offered a job where they were actually doing their internship. We help you from the moment you start in terms of building up a network and building up your European CV, help you looking for jobs, including part-time jobs. But all I'm trying to say is find out about the country, tell us about the project you have, find out about the school, so that when you go to your interview for your visa, you're comfortable talking about what your project is because you've thought about it. This is what gets very, very, very good success rate in visas. We have partners with whom we're working where they have 80-90% success rate for visas. This is totally possible as long as you are prepared. So that's where we step in. We might seem a little bit harsh sometimes with you, including our partner, because they're saying, look, no, you cannot do this. You need to get this document, or you need to learn about this. But it's because we're there to help you every step of the way so that everything is smooth for you. You get your visa, you go to the country, you learn a new language, you learn a new culture, you get an international diploma, which is recognized internationally, and then you can go and study wherever you want in the world. We have students that want to go back to their home country and start up a new business or take over a family business. All of this is possible. So let's have a look at some of the questions that we may have. We haven't got too many, which means we're doing our job well. Let's have a look. Is there a job opportunity after the course? Yes, you can get a job opportunity after the course. I've really just sort of mentioned that. Basically what it is, a lot of people are actually offered jobs once they have done their internship within the company over 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. But also, even at a bachelor's level, because I'm talking about MBA, being able to stay over for 5 years. Now, people could say, well, how about if it's a bachelor's degree? Do we have the right to stay over in France? Technically, no, because France are actually looking for people to stay on after their studies that have at least the level of an MBA. However, and I have seen this, I've actually done this myself. I employed somebody this way. it is possible for someone in France to employ somebody coming from abroad that are not at an MBA level. They just need to ask for a work permit. So again, if you're here on a BBA, you would have been here for 3 years, 6 months each year you've been doing your internship. The chances are that the people that you've been doing your internship with are going to offer you a job. However, you could be looking for a job somewhere else. And if somebody wants to take you on and you're on a bachelor's degree, as soon as you've finished your degree, then they could request a work permit for you. So technically, it's possible for both of them, whether you're on an MBA or a BBA. Can I just ask, do any of you ladies have anything you'd like to add to what I've said? Because we obviously be doing something right because we've answered all the questions. Do you have anything that you'd like to add, either of you?
Darren, it was a wonderful presentation. Like you've explained pretty much everything. So, yeah, I would again like to highlight our program structure that we're following. Like, I don't think there's any other university following a balanced academic structure, 6 month studies and 6 months internships. So that's a great opportunity for the students. And in France, that's the rule that all internships must be paid. So students are having a great opportunity to work in the domain they are studying and also earn income at the same time. So, which is why we have a good conversion rate where the students are getting work permits at the places they did their internships. So that's the great highlight. And also we are helping the students by providing French training classes. That's another point to be noted. While they are in India, we provide a French survival course, and along with their curriculum, they have professional French training. So we make sure that language is not getting as a barrier for them to get jobs. So we are doing whatever we can in favor for students and also for our partners.
Okay, fine. Now, I would like to give the last word of the day to Sabita. If you could just tell us how you're going to be there for the students, and then I have one question for you.
Hi, Darren. The presentation was, as Lakshmi said, it was very explained version, and students can easily take the info out of it because we don't have a long line of courses. We have some very unique courses where the students can choose the course and they can get into jobs anywhere in this world because these are the courses that they require for today's world of business. So
Yeah.
especially the data science and AI and all. So that's one of the great things. Second thing is, like as Lashmi said, the languages. French language is something that the students have to be very careful about. Careful in the sense, any country that we go, we have to be one of them, right? So for that particular thing, we have to learn the language. Then only you
Yeah.
will be able to communicate with the people over there, and for the job also,
Yeah.
that's how the profit comes to the business.
Yeah.
So that way also, university is giving a very strong supportive towards the language studies. Third one is about the visas actually, because as you all know, like we had visa rejections last year and all, like especially for all, not one particular college or one particular country. For France, as such, for many of the universities, even the top end ones, they were getting visa rejections. But I have myself spoken to the Campus France team about this, and especially I have checked about Aura Group, and he said they had a very successful rate of visa successful rate, and there is nothing to worry about it. And that's how I have started talking to Lakshmi about the applications and documentations and everything, and that's where we are on now. So even I have some of my students, friends, they are already studying at the campus who had been last year and all, and they're all happy. So
Okay.
we do the references from the students already. So
Yeah.
experience matters, but experience
Exactly.
not the same experience for everybody. It's all
Exactly.
different.
Yeah.
So one particular person, if they are complaining, or one particular person is being neutral, doesn't make sense because it's all depends on person to person. So
Exactly.
it's as per my thing. I've been counseling for France for I think since 2017 onwards. So I know before COVID and after COVID how is it gone and
Yeah.
how the best was. So if I say we have very unique course, it's very economical. Second thing, I should say, and third one is accreditations. We have got all the accreditation, especially the RMCP one, where always the High Commission do have cranky on, but we have that also. So we are safe in all case actually. So nothing to worry about. So I was talking to many of the students the past 2 3 weeks now. So we have students who really wish to join our group. Yes.
Good. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have one question for you. What would be, would it be possible for us to arrange sort of a day where maybe Lakshmi could be with you and you could receive students maybe in your offices and be able to talk to them, answer their questions, and perhaps even give them their first interview so that they could actually walk out of there and know that they've already passed the first part of their step to going towards studying in France?
Yes, yes, absolutely. We do have the admission days that we do conduct in our office. So, of course, Lakshmi can inform me a date prior so that I'll inform my students also, because it's very nearing to the September intake. We have to be hurry
Of
for the
course.
September intake once at least. So, of course, we
Yeah.
can do it.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, look, thank you both ladies for your time today, for being with me. And thank you so much for being here with us and watching us today for the people that are there. If you have any questions, get in touch with us. Please don't hesitate to subscribe to our video, our YouTube channel, if you like. It's important because we have all the latest news that's coming out, and do visit the website so that you can get an insight to what France looks like. Thank you all. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we hope to see you all soon, either in Kerala or, of course, in France. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you so
Thank
Bye-bye
you,
now.
Lakshmi. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Bye.
Thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.